Hello everybody, exeter-rider here, and back at bridge again, once again, and today it's going to be the Suzuki Katana. I'm going to enjoy this. I can feel it already. Okay then folks, what do I think of it then so far? So I've only done about a mile on it now, and everything feels quite nice actually. Everything is quite stable. It's got plenty of power there when you want it, of course, being 1000. So it's got the GSX engine. It is slightly mapped differently, but I'd imagine it still feels pretty much the same really. So whether you went for the GSX 1000 or the Katana is just down to style and what sort of style that you like. The dashboard it's very sort of 80s. I don't think the GSX 1000 has a dashboard like this. I think it's different than this one. It's more up to date. This is very sort of 80s. It's got that green sort of I want to say Casio calculator look to it, but that would be, thank you my friend, but that would be a bit insulting, but you know what I mean. It's got that 80s kind of look to it, but I like it though. If I had a choice between the GSX 1000 or this one, part of me would like to have this one actually, because it's something different, and I am one of those people that do like to have something a bit quirky and a bit different. But having said that, if I did own it, would that wear off? I don't think I would, because your bike's your bike, isn't it? It's God, the joys of having a bike, eh? Look at all them lot stuck there, look. The seat is kind of, you feel it's hard, but it's got a lot of soft. It's got a nice soft feel to it, you know, nice sort of soft foam effect. Wind blast wise, it's very, very impressive indeed actually. With this type of headlight, I've always found this with the calf races as well, is that when the wind hits that that bulky headlight, it shoves it out in all directions and right over you. There's some slight vibrations coming up through the seat now. Whoosh! Well, I got up to 70 for a little while anyway. But yeah, you could do some mileage on this one. It was very happy there, very comfortable. Yeah, so power wise you got absolutely loads there. It's nice having a bike that when you do want to overtake, you don't have to hesitate. You know, the power's just there, totally on demand, and it's ready to go when you are. Again, 6th gear, doing 60 miles an hour nearly now, and I'm at 4,000 revs. Again, for me, I prefer to be a bit lower than that rev wise, but that's what this bike is about, isn't it? It's not built for a boring old comfort freak like me. It's a blaster, and that's something it's very good at. A lot of fun, sounds great. To tip in corner, it's great because the, strange it may sound, when you tip it in, the further over you go, the more you have to give it, and that's quite nice, that, because some bikes tip in and they just want to go further and further. This one here, it asks what you want to do when you're tipping it in, if that makes sense, which I fully understand if it doesn't. So brakes wise, Yeah, it's good on the rear and on the front. But yeah, it's pretty damn good, really. It's alright. The indicator switch is in a nice position as well. I've just got off a Honda, and theirs is all a bit strange, really. It's all the other way around, and I definitely prefer this setup. Right, I think we'll do a walk around somewhere around here. I think that should work quite nicely, actually. Yeah, this will do, won't it? Okay, as for the walk round, I think it's a good looking bike, actually. Yes, it's very retro style, and it kind of reminds me very much of the 1982 version. And it is a GSX with a different body kit on it, essentially. Slightly different map. But to be honest, I like it. I think it's really nice, actually. People say it looks better in the flesh. I guess I'd have to agree with that. Okay, what do I like and what don't I like about the bike? Okay, let's do what I do like first, okay? I love this back end, this tail tidy here. You don't even need a new tail tidy. It comes with this sort of rear fender setup here, and it looks really good, actually. Kind of suits the bike, and very much like the CB1000. I don't want to keep mentioning the CB1000 in this, but it's what it's up against. So, and obviously the Z1000 and the MT10. So it's all finished lovely in this black powder coated effect. Even the rear set is in a powder coated effect as well, so that's like an alloy, and then they sprayed it nicely. A lot of thought has gone into this finish, I think, to give an overall effect of the whole bike. You got this little exhaust here. Don't know, I kind of think it'd be nicer if it's a bit more chunky, if I'm honest with you. The front end, which is what everybody picks at, I can't help but like it. I'm that age now. I'm 42, and I remember what it was like in the 80s when these bikes were first released. And as a kid, although I didn't know what it was, I loved it as a kid. The original version. Chap up the road had one where I lived, and I liked it then, and I like it now. I just do. Would I have this over the GSX? Possibly. So brake wise, we got the Nissans on the back, and we got the Brembos on the front. I've never quite understood why Suzuki and all the major makes don't make their own brakes. I mean, why use Brembos? Can't they make their own? I'd be interested in if anyone does know the answer to that, if you could put it in the comments, because I am interested in knowing why. Okay, control gear on the right hand side, got the kill switch, hazards, and the start. Okay, so on the left hand handlebar, we've got the passing light, high beam and low beam. We've got the mode selector up and down, and then the main mode selector button here. Indicators left and right, very positive. It clicks into place lovely. That feels really good. I like it a lot. And the horn. Okay, position wise, this bike is quite a dream, actually. When you get on it, it's easy to pull off the stand, and leg wise, we got a nice angle like that feels nice. The rear brake is in a nice position, so you don't have to find, sort of feel your way around finding where it is. It's right there. It's a good bike to get a tuck in and get your knee down. No doubt, it's not my style of riding, but it can be done for you guys that know what you're doing. Pillion wise, it's quite a small seat, but it's quite a wide seat. So, as far as this style bike goes, I think that whoever's going to go on the back with you is going to be quite comfortable. To get my feet down, I'm 5'8" with a 30-inch inside leg, and I feel totally confident on it. The other 1000 cc's that I've ridden feel quite ponderous and uncomfortable. This bike, you feel very confident. It feels like a sort of 650 or an 800. They've done a very good job with the weight distribution. Okay, so overall, I really like this bike. Would I have one? Yes, I probably would. It's not normally the sort of bike I would go for. I don't need this sort of bike. But every time I get on 1,000, I really enjoy riding them. It's nice having the extra power on demand. They've got a lovely sound. The torque is wonderful on it. And I just like the look of the Katana, to be honest with you. There's not many that unfortunately that do, but I do like the look of it, and it just makes me feel young again, because I remember the original, and I like it. I love this back end. I love what they've done here. I love the mud guard that they've done, all the powder coated black all over it. The front light is, you know, it's okay. I can live with it. You know, it still looks quite nice. But I love this. I love where they put the indicators. I think that's a really nice place for them, and it keeps all this area quite free. And as I said just now, when I was on the dual carriageway, when the air hits this light, it deflects it. It pushes it out, a bit like the Thruxton and the W800 Kawasaki that I rode. You find that it impacts and it just blows right over the top and right around the side of the bike. So that again, that's it's quite easy to do, you know, long mileage on, and a bit of touring. Right, that's enough of that. Let's go and have another ride. Okay, so back to the more practical points of the Katana, and we'll talk about the mirrors. I think they are okay. They give you a good enough vision. They don't wobble around too much and give you a shaky view. But having said that, you do have to actively turn your head and take your head off the road to properly look at them. They don't sort of come natural to flick your eyes left or right to see what's going on. I've got so used now to just flicking my eyes to the left or the right, and silence. No worries. There you go, first review where I show people what it's like to coast on bikes. There we go. Where was I anyway? I've lost the plot now. Yeah, so the more I ride this bike anyway, the more impressed I am with it. The more I appreciate how easy it is to ride it, and the layout of everything is really nice. Things I don't like about the bike, I think I will put down to the dash. It doesn't jump out at you. When you look down to look for the information, you do need to look for the information. You know, it's a little bit vague, really, and certainly in the sunlight, when the sun's shining on it, it gets quite lost. Really, it gets very lost. And I'm one of those people. I want the information there, easy to hand. I want to look at it. I want to see what gear I'm in, and I want to see what speed I'm doing. Revs and all that, they can. I'm not worried about that, but I do want to see speed and the gear indicator. Easy to hand. Gotta be said though, the brakes are very nice, very progressive. Okay, so to turn around, again, you would have thought it might dip in a bit too much, but out of the thousands that I have ridden, that is the most confidence-inspiring turn I've done out of all of them. They got the weights just right. They got a lot right on this bike, actually. Flickability wise, absolute pleasure it is. Tyres give you loads of confidence. You really know you could get a good lean on this bike. Definitely had some looks off of this bike as well. When you're riding by, you can see people who may not know much about bikes. They're kind of thinking, "Oh, That's an old bike. That's a very good condition classic. And they see the number plate and it gives it all away. Great sounding bike, this. Absolutely fantastic. Oops. That's not the first time I stalled that. It's surprisingly easy to stall actually for a 1000cc. I know it's my riding, it's my fault, it's not the bike's fault, but it's not very forgiving. I think that's the word for it. Just as a passing comment as well, I have noticed some vibrations coming up through the seat at higher revs, but you need to be sort of caning it a bit for that to happen. But yeah, it comes up through the seat a bit, but again, it's kind of understandable. There's 4 pots underneath you, coughing out a heck of a lot of horsepower, 150 horsepower, so got to give it a break and understand that. Alright, definitely one of those test rides where I've got to go back, and I really want to have this bike for, a long term. It wouldn't be fair to ask that on bridge, of course, but I just wish I was hooked up with Suzuki UK or something like that. In time, maybe. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this ride. Classic old Triumph there, I love old Triumphs. God, you can smell it though, it's a bit rich. Good grief, I don't know if that's burning the petrol or it's coughing it out the back. If you've got any questions about the bike on this short-term loan of the bike that you want to ask me, just ask in the comments below. Not fussed what the question is, just ask away. Thank you for all of your likes, and to the chap that I met in Tedburn just now. Fantastic, so glad that you stopped to say hello. Thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. Please keep it up. Every single like I notice, okay, and appreciate. I really need those likes. I'm still a little channel that's quite vulnerable to not being able to do it anymore, so don't bear thinking about it at the moment, but all going good at the moment, but that's all thanks to you guys liking and subscribing. And also thank you to Bridge, I can't do it without them, and my other people that I've been riding with. Okay, thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.